So Super Rugby 2020 has been suspended. What now, for how long, and what are the alternatives? We'll talk about all of that, but let's first address what the SANZAAR Executive Committee said, or Exco said. They said the safety welfare of the public, players and stakeholders are paramount in these times. They were always going to abide by the government's ruling and what the health authorities instructed them to do around the COVID-19 situation. The instructions they got, like from New Zealand, was that anyone traveling into New Zealand will have to go into a time of self-isolation for 14 days. Since then, another few countries in the SANZAAR has also started doing it, like South Africa and Argentina and Australia. So it's been going around. It's also been revealed by SANZAAR's chief executive Andy Marinos that the tournament must resume within 4 to 5 weeks. Otherwise, the tournament will be scrapped from this year's calendar completely because of scheduling problems and some problems like that with internationals coming up and etc. So they can't just move around the tournament like they want to. He did say they are determined to get some form of rugby going in the foreseeable future because of the broadcasters' revenue. That's the money they make from playing it on TVs all over the world, and they need that urgently for SANZAAR if they want to continue. They need full stadiums, or at least some people in the stadiums, if they want to have any clubs get money, because this can affect at a franchise level and then at a national level if it doesn't continue this tournament. Meanwhile, all the national unions like SA Rugby, New Zealand Rugby, Australia and Argentinian Rugby has started making their own plan. SA Rugby says they are planning for the season to resume before the end of the normal season. They say they will consider health constraints, common sense and also statutory restrictions. These restrictions include no international travel till May for South Africans, also no domestic travel till 14 April in South Africa, and this has even went to a stage where the Bok alignment camp has been suspended to mid-April. So a lot of things has been affected. New Zealand, they have been planning for weeks. They said that they've been planning for a derby only format for the Super Rugby. That could be quite interesting as well. Getting all the derbies away, or getting them played, maybe all the games between the New Zealand sides, all the games between the South African sides, and so forth. And then later on, if we can continue, we start playing the international games again. This could work because of broadcasting again. That makes most of the money, so more people will be able to see these games. These games also draw more attention from the bigger community to watch, but still there won't be any spectators in the stands, but this is at least a glimmer of hope for money for the franchises. But what New Zealand Rugby has said, they stress the importance of the bigger picture of small businesses and the community, and that stuff is the biggest problem. The rugby just comes extra. SANZAAR's chiefs has since said that it is too early to talk about alternatives because things change on a daily basis. So it will be interesting to see what happens, because the Six Nations, the Pro 14, the Major League Rugby, SLR in Argentina or in South America, and more competitions in domestic competitions like in New Zealand and Australia and even South Africa has been cancelled. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens further. Tell me what you think is the best alternatives for the nations to consider. That's it from the Super Rugby perspective, but what's going to happen to the channel? It's a difficult one. I don't know what a rugby channel talks about if there isn't any rugby on. So I have a couple of ideas, like talking about future box stars coming through, All Blacks coming through, a couple of other ideas, but leave a suggestion down in the comments below if you have any ideas for what I can maybe continue with. I will give you a shout out if I do continue with that idea. But at the end of the day, safety and health is more important than rugby. So stay safe, everyone, and then I hope you can find rugby somewhere to watch, or find something else on TV to watch. Maybe a great chess game is on. See you again. Cheers.